You sit down to start something simple, a message, a task, a small responsibility. But your body doesn't move. It's not resistance. It's not rebellion. It feels more like internal weight. And the strange part is, you care about doing it. You even want to do it. So why does even the smallest action feel like you're trying to walk through thick water? And what if this has nothing to do with laziness at all, but something your brain is silently carrying that you've never fully noticed? Because the answer is not about effort. It's about overload. And what's really overloaded isn't your time. It's something deeper, something invisible, something your mind never tells you directly. And by the end of this, you might realize the problem was never not trying, but something far more hidden in how your brain protects you. There's a specific kind of exhaustion that doesn't come from physical work. It comes from thinking, reacting, managing, remembering, worrying, and suppressing, all at once. You wake up already mentally occupied, not with one problem, but fragments of many. Unfinished conversations, small regrets, unanswered messages, silent expectations, unspoken pressure. And none of them are loud enough to call stress, but together they become something heavier than stress. So when you try to do something simple, like clean your room, reply to a message, or start a task, your brain doesn't experience it as one action. It experiences it as one more thing added to everything already open. Psychologically, this relates to what we call cognitive load theory. Your working memory has a limited capacity. It's not designed to hold emotional noise, decision pressure, and task initiation all at once. So instead of acting, your system slows down. Not because you are lazy, but because your mental bandwidth is already consumed. And over time, something subtle happens. You stop trusting your own ability to start. You begin labeling it as procrastination, then bad discipline, then eventually part of your identity. But beneath that identity is something quieter, a system trying to prevent collapse. And the question is, what exactly is your brain protecting you from? What feels like laziness is often not absence of effort. It is protective shutdown. Your brain is not working against you. It is trying to regulate internal overload. From a neuroscience perspective, when the brain detects sustained emotional and cognitive demand, it shifts control away from the prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for planning and execution, and it leans more on survival-oriented systems like the limbic system. That means less planning, less initiation, more pause. Not because you are incapable, but because the system prioritizes stability over performance. This is called allostatic load in psychology, the cumulative wear and tear on your mental regulation systems. So instead of asking, why am I not doing enough? A more accurate question becomes, what has been requiring so much internal processing that starting anything feels unsafe or expensive? Because for your brain, energy is not just physical, it is emotional currency. And you might be spending it all without noticing where it goes. To understand this clearly, imagine your mind as a background app system on a phone. Even when you're not actively doing anything, apps are still running. Emotional rumination, anticipation of judgment, unresolved micro-decisions, social monitoring. These are all background processes, and your brain constantly calculates something called effort cost prediction. Before you act, it asks unconsciously, how much internal energy will this require? If the cost feels too high, the system delays action, not through logic, but through emotional friction.